open up web BCP on that, there should be a tab for it.
Right, but I'm trying to control it. The V2 thing. This happened to me last night.
All right, what now?
No, I think it's usually down here. It says like V2, where we can actually control the weather graphics, because they're here. Where
Okay.
is it?
Oh. Like your Max?
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
Nice. Usually it's in the. I need to lock it down there. Thank you. Sorry about the brain cramp.
I miss my Oklahoma. Oh yeah. My first day in Portsmouth, someone had me pronounce Pogo, which was fairly easy. But then they also asked me to pronounce Coca-Cola. Like Coca-Cola? Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Muskogee's new. We have Viking Air Force Base where the Phil Bombers fly out of in that market. So the big ones always fly out of this Coconut Heights. So that's super cool. Obviously those are people they bomb the US Army the Navy group sites here in our area. So they cruise down there and all that stuff. Big is probably like vacation spot for people that try to take in here and live in the US Army.
All right, let's get started. Hi there, I'm First Warrant 5, Meteorologist Mike Nicco. Let me pull myself up there and get rid of the tower cam that was showing what a gorgeous day we have outside. I mean, those temperatures, that sunshine, the sunshine's starting to go away a little bit as high clouds are signaling a change in the forecast. They're out ahead of a cold front tonight that you may have heard is going to bring us some really gusty winds, especially across the northern part of Missouri overnight through tomorrow morning, and then tank our temperatures tomorrow before a nice rebound Thursday, and then even colder weather, some of the coldest weather possibly we've had all season coming in for the weekend. So let's run through everything. Enjoying the nice weather today, above average warmth, mid 50s outside. We should be in the mid 40s. Windy and colder Wednesday. Strong gusts, especially in the morning, 35 to 50 miles per hour. That's going to put a little bit of a wind chill in the air. And then sharply colder Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, especially Sunday. Here's a look at that weekend cold blast just to kind of get you ready for what we're talking about. 29 degrees as we head into Saturday. And then Sunday, we're going to dip even farther into that cold blast. 26. Now the Chiefs game as at noon, so it's going to be right in the warmest part of the day. But while you are tailgating, it could be in the single digits to teens, and then eventually the 20s. So be prepared. It's going to be a cold one. Hopefully by then, in the way it looks right now, the wind should be backing down just a little bit, but still, we're talking wind chills in the single digits, possibly even negatives early Sunday morning when the gates open to get in there and tailgate. All right, 51 up at the airport downtown. I was checking out. It's 54 degrees downtown right now, so that's pretty nice. So that 51, that's 20 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. And here's a look at the current temperatures. Only Bethany not in the 50s, 57 degrees, 47 for you. All right, let's see the warm spot. We've got Clinton, 56, not far behind Garnett and Ottawa at 55. So really nice weather outside. And you could see, yeah, this 24-hour temperature change is yellow and orange because it's significantly warmer today. with those temperatures about to 15 to 25 degrees warmer. Now, there is a little bit of a breeze out of the south that is helping us warm, but you know, you can still feel how nice it is outside. In fact, here's the rest of the afternoon. We still got a couple of more degrees to go until we reach that high of about 54 at 3 p.m. And look at 6 o'clock. We're still around 50 degrees. So those winds are going to stay out of the south and could gust up around 25 to 26 miles per hour. Check out these temperatures this evening. Yeah, you'll want to have a jacket, but, you know, that jacket doesn't have to be a winter jacket because we're right around 50 to possibly 48 degrees with the cloud cover and the winds keeping us very mild. Our average high for today is 44. We're still warmer than that at 10 o'clock tonight. Now, we are watching that next system that's drawing those southerly winds into it. That's why you're seeing rain around Sioux Falls, South Dakota. But look at all that snow on the other side from Fargo to the Twin Cities down to Waterloo, Iowa. We're going to miss out on the snow, as we've talked about, you know, through the weekend and into today. The storm track is going to stay to our north. It's going to clip us with a slight chance of some moisture, especially across northern Missouri. But the snow, it's going to stay away from us. We will definitely feel the effects of the winds and how they change. So there you can see the increasing clouds as we head towards 6 o'clock. Nothing to worry about the rest of the afternoon. Early evening to latter parts of the evening, there you go. There's the slight chance, that 20% you saw in the evening forecast. 20% chance because most of this moisture is around 7 to 10,000 feet. It's way up there in the atmosphere, and it's got a real solid core of dry air below it that it's going to have to penetrate, and that dry air is going to make most of this rain erase and evaporate. I mean, there's no yellows, there's no oranges. Those for sure we get through the dry air. This, it's going to be hard. We're going to talk about sprinkles to maybe a light shower in a period from about 8 p.m. to midnight, maybe 1 o'clock. And by the time we get to Wednesday morning, completely different air mass over top of us with those breezes and cooler weather. And you can see with the clouds coming in from the northwest, that's exactly where the winds are going to be rolling in. And just to add a little insult to it, tomorrow's significantly cooler weather, we're going to add some clouds in the afternoon that will stop any warming we will have. And we won't have much in the afternoon. So here's a look at your future rainfall. Maryville, Bethany, that's it, 1/100 of an inch. The rest of us dry. That's why we're not too worried about it. So as we keep saying, enjoy this 10 to 15 degrees above average, because by the time we get to Saturday, we're 15 to 20 degrees below average. Let's take a look at the winds and how they change and create this difference. Notice they're coming out of the southwest. By the time we get to 7 o'clock, this is as fast as they would be. We picked the fastest model just to give you an upper reaches of how fast these winds could be. They'll be more likely around 25, but they could gust up to 30 every once in a while. Notice, oh, you can definitely see them spreading southward. You see that? The cold front rolling through during the overnight. Sneaking in while we're sleeping. I mean, he's not leaving presents like Santa would when he sneaks in while we're sleeping. No, his present, this cold front is to have wind gusts around 35 to 50 miles per hour when we wake up tomorrow morning, and when we're trying to commute, still around 35 to 45 miles per hour out in the northwest. So if you're driving on Interstate 30, on I-35 tomorrow, you're going to have a nasty crosswind in the morning. Now, if you're driving south on 29, ooh, you get a nice boost. You get some good gas mileage. If you're driving north on 29, the complete opposite. You're driving right into the teeth of that wind. We do start to let off the accelerator, if you will, as we head into the noon hour. We're still looking around 30 mile per hour gusts. And in the afternoon hours, we're still around 25 to 30. And that's why the wind chills will be a big factor. Not only the temperature tomorrow, but the wind chills. Now, don't let this completely tell the story of the day. That's why it's Wednesday at a glance. Because the morning we wake up at 35. The afternoon high will be 39 degrees, which will, when you factor in the wind chill, feel about 25 degrees cooler than today. So that gives you an idea. Our wind chills will be 25 to 30 tomorrow afternoon. So here's how tomorrow plays out. Our high will be probably at 1 a.m., around 48 degrees. Our morning low is that 35 that you saw. And that'll happen around 8 o'clock, 7, 8 o'clock. And then we warm possibly up to around 40 in the afternoon. That's our afternoon high. But our low for the day is going to happen before midnight, likely 34 degrees. That's how strong this cold front is. So these highs you see for Wednesday, this is what we'll have in the afternoon hours. Okay? We want to make a difference on that because no one's really up, not a lot of us, when the high is going to happen. So we're going to put the high for the afternoon to give you an idea of what to plan for most of us that work normal or second shifts. Those that work third shifts, oh yeah, if you work a third shift tonight, you're going in, you're like, man, it feels great outside. You come out after that third shift, you're like, whoa, what happened while I was at work? Well, cold front happened. All right, so we went through Wednesday's tumble. Let's move on. I was going to show you the wind chills. Wind chills will be in the mid-20s in the morning, mid-20s to near 30 in the afternoon, and then back into the low 20s tomorrow evening. So let's go through your Security Bank 7-day forecast. I'm going to pull out some stuff as we like to do, depending on the day. The highlight for today, obviously, is the 54 degrees, but that 20% chance at night, let me give you a time frame. There you go. It's from about 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Again, 20% we showed. There's just not a lot of moisture in the air, not with these storms that come from the Pacific. They lose their moisture over the mountains. They bring a little bit with them, just enough to tease us. You'll see radar returns if you have one of those apps or if you're on our app, which we would prefer you be if you can be. It's free, and but most of that's not making it to the ground. Now, Wednesday, look at those afternoon wind chills. Yeah, right in the mid-20s to mid-30s. So you're going to have to dress the kids for much colder weather tomorrow. And also for you, the car's going to be much colder tomorrow. So as we head into the rest of the forecast, we do warm up. Southerly winds return as we head into Thursday out ahead of a stronger storm that's moving in Friday. Now this one is more from the Arctic. We're going to feel it Friday as we drop to 35 degrees for a high, so 10 degrees below average. But as we talked about, you're really getting into the coldest weather Saturday. There's a slight chance of some flurries. Again, the storm track is mainly to our north across Iowa. So we'll keep an eye on that. But right now with the 20% chance, we're not too worried about it. Sunday, however, let's take a look at that. And Sunday, come on Sunday. There we go. So Sunday, look at that. Woo, feels like temperatures are going to be dropping into the teens. That's in the afternoon. But in the morning, let's take a look at it this way. All right, somebody changed that while after I loaded into the show. But what it was going to show you are wind chills Sunday morning are going to be around 0. Okay, and that 26 in the afternoon. And then we got a little bit of a warming trend on Monday at about 40 degrees. So that's a look at your Security Bank 7-day forecast for our afternoon update. Thanks so much for stopping by. Warren, Melissa, and I are going to I'm going to join them back in the weather office, and we are going to work on this evening's update, which will, of course, start with tomorrow's forecast, Wednesday, and go all the way through next Tuesday. And Warren will have that for you coming up at 3:30. Melissa and Warren will be there at 5. And, of course, I'll be with them at the weather show at 6:37. Sure hope to see you then. Have a great afternoon.